Hey, what's going on, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I'm thinking about the Los Angeles Lakers because they have a tough matchup coming up today against the Philadelphia 76ers. Trying to keep my voice down because it's very early in the morning. But this is not necessarily the pregame video. It's just a few thoughts that I have. Philly is a interesting matchup right now for us because what we have going on is them obviously having superior talent on the floor, but they're having a very tough time to score right now. Over the last several games, they've really struggled with their ball movement, and it's been a whole lot of James Harden ISO, and it's kind of taken a lot away from some of the other players who were really, really balling before the trade, like Tyrese Maxey. Um, and obviously, Joel Embiid is still the focal point of what they do. But the last time we saw Philadelphia, they pretty much repeatedly gave the ball to Joel Embiid, and that was the success that they were able to take. You know, they were able to have over us in regards to our small ball and all that. So what I see tonight is a recipe for disaster for us if they go to that. Once again, I think going to Joel Embiid repeatedly ultimately could kill us. But if they have some of the same struggles they've been having, if you look at us and how we've been able to score very well over the last several games, this is a trap game for the Philadelphia 76ers that I think, the Los Angeles Lakers could really sneak one out, as well as they've been playing versus as poorly as Philly's been playing. Now, I know that, it's ridiculous to think that we can go into their building and beat them at this stage in the game. Expecting that to be the case, we don't have the manpower to do so. A guy like Tyrese Maxey could go off for 30 tonight and just pull out of here. But I think the thing about it is they've been struggling so bad as of late that, obviously you would think a matchup against us is just what they need, because that's been the mantra all year. If you're struggling, you come see the Lakers. But Russell's been playing differently now. Suddenly he's been giving us almost a triple-double every night. Bron is rejuvenated and playing great. We'll see what his status will be for that game. Obviously we've gotten some good stuff out of Austin Reeves and Stanley Johnson, and now bringing in Wenyen Gabriel has given us an entirely different dynamic that gives us more defensive presence and more athleticism on that floor. Another threat to get 50-50 balls and things of that nature. We just have different weapons that we've worked into our equation as of late that make us much more dangerous than we were just a week ago. And because of it, I really do think that we can cause some trouble for a team like Philadelphia, who's become hardened eccentric. And if he's not on, that's a bad thing. And it has been lately as they've struggled to score. So, this, like I said, this isn't the pregame video, but it's just something that I wanted to say about this game. There's another aspect of my thought, and it's the great antithesis to that. This is another very important point about this game tonight. The Lakers have been playing very well on this road trip. We only lost one game, and that was because we had a bad fourth quarter where we did not guard Porzingis properly, and as a result, he just shot over everybody, and that was it. But other than that, we played very good in that game and won the other two, playing great. With the momentum that we have, and as well as everyone's played, what we have to understand is that we're going up against a guy like Joel Embiid, who's probably going to be the MVP this year. We're going up against a guy like James Harden, who did struggle in the last game, and they did have trouble scoring. So for the same reason I think we can catch them could be the same reason why they come in with more focus. We are going up against a guy like Matisse Thybulle, who could arguably be the best defender in the game a couple years from now, and is already one of the elite perimeter defenders in basketball. We're going up against a James Harden who's happy now, who's out of a situation that otherwise he wanted to get out of. A team that's still trying to figure out what position they'll find themselves in the Eastern Conference. For this game means a lot to them. I think Tyrese Maxey and all those guys, Tobias Harris, with LeBron James coming into their building, I just don't see them taking us lightly tonight. Especially since we have been playing well. I'm sure everybody knows that. I think it's one of those situations where you don't want the Lakers to lose confidence if this game goes poorly tonight. Because what they're building over this entire road trip is something that is good for what we're trying to be, whether the season ends properly or not. What we're doing is building confidence and continuity, and we're finding things that work, particularly diving at the basket, cutting to the basket, more plays that give us more live action with players and ball movement. That's what we need to continue to try to accomplish. If we turn the ball over more tonight, that should be expected, because that is a very good defensive team if they play to their strengths. If we get blown out tonight, they are at home. They are the MVP. They got Maxey. They got Harden. They should be able to have their way with us tonight. That does not mean that we didn't play well on this road trip. That does not mean guys should be hanging their heads. That does not mean that we should start pointing fingers if this game don't go well or if the refs don't call something. I think the continuity that this team has put together deserves to give this game as much effort as you have and give yourself a pass for the result. That's what I want to say before the game even starts, before we even know who's playing. Because this team tends to have very high highs and very low lows. And I'm just worried about them taking steps backwards since the chemistry has been so fragile as of late. We've had some really high highs with LeBron going to Cleveland and with the win. As of late, the winning ways, Toronto, I just think you just know, what I mean? This is a game where, yes, you can catch them, and if you play well, you can feel good about yourself. But if they flex like they are capable of doing, we really don't have the personnel to beat them. You know what I mean? Even if we play perfect. If they play perfect, their perfect should beat our perfect. And that's assuming LeBron James doesn't go all worldly God mode, which is possible. And then all bets are off for everybody. But, this is the reality of it. The teams play great. I think if they go out there and give us the effort we deserve to see, if they happen to turn the ball over a little more, or if they happen to have a bad shooting night, I'm not going to be as angry at all, so long as I see that effort. Because when you go up against teams that are just better than you, we don't have AD, we're not supposed to win. Simple as that. But I think it's a different way of approaching this game as it pertains to the confidence that you want to have when it ends. I guess that's where I'm coming from. That's it. That's where it comes down to. I felt good about everything that I've been seeing, except for Frank Vogel and his coaching style, which never changes. It just is what it is. You drag it along and live with the results. Like I said, I think this Vogel small ball thing has done wonders for helping our team play outside of themselves from individual to individual. And I just feel like we'll see a better overall team next year if we bring some of these guys back and give them a center, regardless of what this season ends up being. Because they have gotten better at rebounding. They have gotten better at doing the little things because they've been forced to. And I think that that's going to work in our favor come playoff time this year and next if we keep these guys. So that's just what I want to say, man. Just really proud of how they've been performing. I really am. And I think tonight is one of those games where I just don't want to see it all fall apart just because things go wrong in a game that you're not even expected to win. But hey, if we play well, I think we may be able to. We may be able to. And that's just a testament to how well they've played. Nothing else. So, it is what it is. that's what I got, man. BDF 44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.